Cartoons, just like any form of visual media, have the disadvantage of telling their stories in third person. We don't know what the character is thinking besides through their actions and what they are outright stating, and for that reason, I have grown very fond of art in animated stories because art is the expression of a character, and this art is a very underrated tool to help develop a character. Today, I want to take a closer look at some of the best examples to show the variety of ways you can show the audience what a character is going through with art. The most obvious form of expression has to be songs, specifically through musical form. A great example of this airing right now, Hazbin Hotel, with its 2 songs an episode, and lets us connect with the characters in a very good way. I already made a video discussing the ways that the characters in the show work, but with a good song, we can really learn a lot about the character. My favorite songs in the first 4 episodes are Respectless, Stayed Gone, and Poison because each of the songs, while being bops, tell us so much about the characters. The hard thing with using a musical setting, though, is to tell us about the character. Is you need to do it from the start, or else it's going to be super weird if you just start doing it for an episode out of the blue. It gets annoying when you're binging a show and then just randomly you get an episode which is all singing, just a full-on musical, because that's not what you signed up for. But in the case that your show isn't a musical, you can still have a song episode, but intentionally written by the character. The fun with these songs is you can still express the emotions of the character, but because the song will be shared with others, it has restrictions where a character can lie in it or withhold information, and that can also tell us a lot about the character, even if it's inadvertent. In Season 2 of Amphibia, Anne and Marcy write the song No Big Deal. It isn't the best song ever, nor the best episode, but it lets us get into the minds of the characters a little bit, and it's right before we get this emotional moment in true colors, so it helps set up those emotions by showing what they kind of feel, even though it's not true, because Marcy's gonna betray, and then the payoff later, it works. And the final musical-related expression is just playing an instrument. A character playing a song in a great scene can go on to being one of the most iconic moments of a show and become something which, although the characters don't utter a word during it, it can speak thousands of words. And, of course, I'm talking about Ida's Requiem, which stands out of the amazing soundtrack of The Owl House, still being one of the best pieces. Ida's Requiem, a duet by 2 former lovers, is just such a moving piece and has an innocence which represents their teen love. The song gets me every time I hear it because it sounds great. It's a great piece, but then add in the context of the episode and how it was written in the show, and becomes such a powerful symbol of love facing adversity, which is one of the things we see most in The Owl House, and it becomes just a great piece. So, come The Owl House Season 3, Episode 2, or the future, and Ida's Requiem is the intro to that episode. And boy, you had me crying during the first minute of that episode, and it just shows how powerful a well-made piece of music can be. And then another in-store or a musical cue would be the original Mystery Incorporated theme song from Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated. The song is so iconic to me, representing all the sins of the past of Crystal Cove, with the original Mystery Incorporated almost always at the center of all this evil. It really should just be called the Evil Entity theme song because it is just a sign of his manipulation and his fingers in all the pies, all the evil. But because the song actually exists in the universe, it is a great example and always puts chills on my spine whenever I listen to it. The next type of expression I want to explore is journaling, as it has been one of the types I've discussed most on this channel. A journal is a pure, unfiltered version of ourselves encapsulated on a piece of paper. It isn't necessarily the truth, it can be unreliable, but it is what the character believes with all their heart at the moment of writing the journal, so it is a very powerful medium to tell us what the character is thinking, wants, hates, loves, anything else. My favorite example of this type of expression has to be Luce's video diary. While it isn't written, it fulfills the same functions and gives us what's possibly the best scene in all of The Owl House. In Luz's diary, we find out how truly depressed Luz is feeling at the moment and how she wants to sacrifice her happiness to help her friends since she thinks she ruined their lives. And that is some powerful, moving stuff. But, near the end of the episode, Camila accidentally watches the diary, and with it being a diary, it started at the beginning, and that means we knew what Luz felt in the past before we even met her and started the show. And when I made my Luz character analysis video a few months back, in large part, the video was based on what we learned through the diary because it let me figure out what was happening in Luz's brain, and it made it easier to connect a lot of the dots of Luz's story. Another example would be Double Dipper in Gravity Falls. It isn't a diary, but the episode is all about Dipper talking to himself and coming to terms with the demons inside. It fulfills the same purpose of self-reflection in just a more action-packed way, which is more acceptable for a TV show, because not all shows are the Owl House. Although I do prefer a literal diary or video diary, whatever. This episode does the same thing in a much more suitable way for that show, and it is something worth mentioning. But we also have Marcy's diary from Amphibia. It doesn't really exist inside the show. It's something that's there, but we never explore it. And I haven't read the physical version, but from what I hear, it tells us a lot about what Marcy did before we met her and let us know a lot of what she was thinking, which is nice because she's a great character. Finally, though, let's discuss art. Think of the mural from Rebels. Well, a drawing can tell us everything we need to know. Last year, I started writing a short film which relied on this process, but due to some pre-production issues, I never actually animated it. But the story was about an artist feeling abandoned in the world, and in the story, there would be a part where the artist makes a painting, which represents the subconscious view of his life, which would later let him connect with others in the story. A good example of art in a show would be Jinx from Arcane and her bombs. I saw someone mention that throughout Arcane, Jinx's bombs evolve with her as a character. In the first episode, the bomb was a mouse, which didn't work, representing her timidness. In the third episode, going on, she was using monkey bombs, with the monkey being well-meaning but chaotic. And in the last episode, Jinx uses a shark nuke, just being bloodthirsty and a full-on anarchist. While bombs aren't necessarily art, in the world like Arcane, specifically the Undercity, where it's eat or be eaten, powder, a creative person channels that inner work, even if they are weapons of mass destruction. I should also mention dancing for a second with Avatar: The Last Airbender. Season 3, Episode 2 of Avatar TLA is about Aang throwing a dance party so the brainwashed kids of the Fire Nation can express themselves, which is a fun concept. In that episode, we see all the Fire Nation kids dancing for the first time, but the star of the episode has to be Katara and Aang. The dance represents the past, present, and future of their relationship. It can be seen as two friends dancing, it can be seen as that uncomfortable in-between state, it can be seen the dance between lovers. From either perspective, it works, and is a beautiful means of expression for these characters with such a tenuous relationship. Art in animated storytelling is just such a cool thing. While it tells us about the characters, animation only strengthens the beauty. I was recently reading part of Richard Williams' An Animator Survival Guide, and one of the most influential books in animation, and in one part he talks about either speeding up or slowing down action in animation for any movement whenever to create a sense of beauty. And when covering the topic of art and animation, I see what he means. The emotions are exaggerated through animation, which just makes everything more powerful. Animation has so many benefits of the medium, another one being world building. Check out this video to delve into why.